Alright, here's your walkthrough for the RoboSlalom. So let me talk you guys through this code real quick. First off, for the RoboSlalom, what we're going to try to do is use the line trackers to navigate through some obstacles. I do suggest using the swerve bot, but I already have the square bot selected here, so you can use either one is fine. Now the main thing here is this threshold value. So the threshold value is actually the value between where the line tracker will sense whether it's on a line or not. So essentially it's seeing whether it's going to see black or white. Okay, so to get this value, what we would typically do, and I'll show you guys the general idea here, is if you were running this on a physical robot, what you do is you download to the robot. I'll kind of show you guys. I'll go into utility. They have this light sensor table. Right, so you can see in A, B is red or blue. You can have C is black, and then D is white. Okay, so if I choose, let's say, point C, and I start activity, okay, what I have down here are my debugger windows. If you don't remember how to get those, it's robot debugger window, go under sensors and motors. In this case, we want the sensors. Okay, and I can see my line followers are right now all showing 4096. Okay, so those are all really high dark values. The higher the number, it means it's seeing really dark light, or it's not getting any light. And then if I switch it over, go back to home real quick, switch it to point D, it shows me that I'm on the white now. When I'm on white, it's reading 451. Okay, so typically what we would do here is if we were doing this in real life, I'd actually go get my calculator out, and then I would add those two numbers together, 4096 plus 451. We would do this for all three of them, but since we have, they're all the same for all three, since this is a virtual world, that equals 4547 divided by 2, and then generally speaking, this would be your threshold number. Okay, meaning that numbers higher than that should be black, or start reading as black. Numbers lower than that would read as white. Okay, but for this virtual situation, and that's going to change depending on how much lighting you have. So for this virtual world, what we're going to actually do is go back to home. I'm going to go under sensing and then go to my RoboSlalom 2. Okay, and instead, if I go start activity now, I'm going to look down here and I'm going to look at my sensors, and I see that my center line follower looks like it's on the line and it's reading 2266. The right and the left are reading much lower. That means it's seeing white. Okay, so again, in this case, we'd actually want to make sure that if it's seeing black as 2266, that means we want a number smaller than that to read it as white. Okay, so that's why I chose a 2000 value. If you want, you can actually split the difference here between these values. And so actually maybe a number even smaller might do even better. 1800 in this case is what I kind of decided on. If you want to get a more precise number, you can take the average between those two. Okay, besides that, the code itself, I have a variable here for the motor speed like usual, and I want mine to line track forever, so I say 1 equals 1. That means it's going to run forever pretty much. Okay, and again, the basic rundown is a few if statements. So it's saying do this forever. Now first off, if sensor value right line follower, if it's greater than this number, okay, that means if it sees dark, what is it going to do? It's going to counter steer to the right, meaning that I'm going to have my left motor on, so that's kind of going to compensate for it seeing that if the right side is dark, that means it's over to the left, and so I'm going to counter steer back to the right. Okay, if the center sees dark, that means you're kind of on the right on the line. We want to keep moving forward, go straight. And then finally, if the left sensor sees that it's dark, that means that it's too far to the right, so we have to counter steer back to the left. It's going to keep doing that and find its way all the way through. I'll go download to robot. Let's try it out. And if I run my RoboSlalom now, I'll go ahead and hit play. Okay, you can see that every time it goes over the line to the right, it counter steers to the left and vice versa. And it should hopefully make it all the way through. Get your success screenshot, and you're done with that one.